actually believe that I haven't spoken about this subject before because it's such an important one, and if it was a disease, it would be a pandemic in its own right. And what I'm talking about is caring what other people think about us. That drive to change who we are and what we want to do because we worry about what somebody else thinks. So that's what we're going to do today, guys. I'm going to give you guys 3 things to remember, 3 things which honestly are so true for me when we find ourselves caught up in what other people are going to think about me. Before we get started with that, my name is Joe. I post videos every single Wednesday on topics relating to personal development, mental health and psychology. If you are interested in these things, then you're more than welcome to come along on this journey with me. I'm so passionate about it, and if you are too, then please click that subscribe button and join me here every Wednesday as we talk through these different subjects. Now, getting into this video is such a hot topic, such a big one for me when I was going through a transition in my life of moving from a place where I wasn't very expressive to a place where I sit here in front of you guys now every week and talk about these weighted subjects. It wasn't easy for me. It was actually really difficult. What are the things which I had to remember to kind of overcome that fear of worrying about what people think about me? Because it was a true fear, and it is for so many. We can feel so tied to the opinions of others. Number 1, it was ultimately realizing that for me, and this is the same for you guys, that you are truly the one who is going to feel the repercussions of your decisions. Sure, you might indirectly affect other people, but you're the one who is living in your body 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So whatever you choose to do, the life that you choose to forge for yourself, it's on you. And you're going to feel that. If you want to people please and you want to sacrifice your own goals and your own dreams for somebody else's opinion, they're not going to be the ones who has to deal with that. You're going to be the one who has to sit in those feelings of regret and those feelings of knowing that you could have done more for yourself. You're the one who is going to be feeling those things. You are truly in control of your own life, and you're the one who is going to experience it at the end of the day. That was a huge one for me, and it's one which I stick by each time I find myself going into that, oh, I wonder what somebody else is going to think about me mode. As long as you aren't being malicious and harming somebody else, there truly is nothing wrong with doing what you want to do. Number 2, people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. In fact, we're probably spending more time worrying about what somebody else is going to think about us than they will actually spend thinking about us. If that makes sense. It's like we're fixated and we're positive that what we do is going to really affect somebody. And when it comes down to it, humans are just very me focused. We are quite selfish. We don't spend that much time thinking about somebody else. And yet we are positive that somebody else is going to think a bunch of stuff about us. And this even showed up for me, and it still does when I'm like posting stuff to social media. And this is why Instagram can be so bad, because I was just so fixated on what other people would think about me. And sure, when they see your story or they see you post something, they are going to think something. But as I was saying earlier, that thought is just going to be a minute part of all the thoughts that they're having in a day. If somebody is spending a really long time thinking about you and obsessing over you, that seems like it's more of an issue for them than it is for you. So that is number 2. It's simply reminding yourself that people aren't thinking about you as much as you think they are. And going back to that first point, even if people do have a negative thing to say about you, who cares? Because you're the one who's doing what's best for you. Remember that. So moving on to number 3 and the final one, but it's so important. Know your business. Please, 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 please know your business. Where we trip up, and this is the main thing with worrying about what other people think, is we confuse our own business with somebody else's business. We assume that we know what other people are thinking about. And when it comes down to it, we have absolutely no idea. So if you are in a place where you're making assumptions over how somebody is going to react to you, especially if this comes down to people who we don't even know, who we have no interaction with, even if they do think something negative, that is their right. They have a right to think that. We can't control how other people are choosing to see us, think about us, or feel about us. We can't control that. We can simply show up to our own lives as our best selves, doing what we want to do, striving for our own goals and our own dreams, and how other people are choosing to react to that, it doesn't matter, because there's two separate businesses here. So when you find yourself starting to worry about what other people are thinking about you, have this little conversation with yourself. Oh, I'm doing that thing again where I confuse my business with somebody else's. I'm putting myself into somebody else's shoes and assuming I know what they're going to think about me, but really I don't really know what they're going to think about me. And I am making myself feel crappy because I am assuming that somebody else is thinking something about me, which I don't even know. Do you get that? Even when I'm saying that, it sounds messy. It sounds like a very confusing thing to get stuck in, because it is. Have a come to Jesus moment and be like, I need to snap out of this. Cut that thought, come back to yourself, and then ask yourself, what should I do that is going to be best for me? And 9 times out of 10, what is best for you is doing what you want to do. It's being in touch with that deeper knowing of what is going to be good for you and what is not. Worrying about what other people are going to think about you is not going to be good. You'll self-abandon, you'll start doing things that you don't actually want to do, and you'll start building up resentment and regret and all those messy feelings. So wrapping all that up, what truly matters is what's going to make you happy. So I hope that these 3 things can be of use to you. Remind yourself of them when you do see yourself going into that mode of, ooh, what are they going to think about me? And yeah, you've got this. As long as you are doing what is good for you, you'll be great. This is a practice. Try not to give in to those temptations to self-abandon and people please. It's a hard thing to go through, but it is something that is worthwhile. And over time, you'll start cultivating that self-belief that then drives you through doing things for yourself and not worrying about other people. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I post videos every single Wednesday on this channel, so it'd be great to have you along on this ride with me. If you could like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment down below because I enjoy interacting with you guys. That would be brilliant. And yeah, I will see you next week and I hope you have a brilliant week.